All right, folks, we are live and in Technicolor. How's everybody doing to this evening? Welcome to the show. Welcome to another reselling show. Interesting topic. Um, for me, gotta raise my chair a little bit. For me, it's very appropriate because of some things that have happened to me on Amazon. But before we get going, I got my brother on the side over there. Oscar. Oscar, how you doing, man? Say hello to the peeps.
I'm doing good. What's up, everybody? My name is Oscar El Cubanaso, and this is an interesting topic that we're going to talk about. What do you do when plans have to change?
Yeah, so what I was thinking of a topic and everything, and like I said, this one is personal to me. So, my plan for this fourth quarter, which was going to be a little different than last year's fourth quarter. Last year's fourth quarter, I got as much stuff as I could, and especially in the toy, right? Because we know that one of the biggest, segments of Amazon's business in Q4 before Christmas is toys. So we go out, we stockpile. We get them sent in, and then we watch, the numbers go FBA and go crazy and stuff. And my initial plan number one this year was, I had been finding toys that you can't find in the stores anymore. And I had gotten a bunch, and I sent half of that in about to test, Amazon, test what was going on. You know what I'm saying? See how everything was, see how they were going to sell, see where the prices might go and everything. With the thought process of come the middle of September, I'd have all those products, all those toys, and I would send all those toys in. That was the first plan. And then I started thinking, well, hey, again, that was plan number one. Plan number two was I got all these toys left. Now I'm going to do something a little different. And I'm only going to send maybe 25 to 30% of my stock in, price it high so it gets in the system and everything. And then as soon as the beginning of November comes ish, take all the other toys I have and set them up as FBM, right? So I'll have some at FBA, some at FBM. And you might be thinking, well, why would you want to do that? And you'd want to do that for one big reason is that as you get closer to Christmas, if you're paying attention when you're shopping on Amazon, all of a sudden times that you can get that product get larger and larger and larger when it's FBA. If you search by other vendors or other sellers, I should say, that time frame you'll see a lot of time will be smaller. And the advantage you have with doing FBM, if you can charge 15, 20, maybe even more than what like the buy box is on Amazon. So that was the plan. That was like the big plan. That was plan number two. Unfortunately, I've been getting a lot of my toy listings removed because I do not have, and it's not just me. I'm sure it's happening. It's happening to a lot of people. I've spoken to a lot of other people that have toys that sell toys, and they are getting the same thing. They're getting that compliance letter from Amazon. So I would say probably about 3/4 of the listings that I had of toys that I was waiting to send back in have all been removed because I can't get compliance letters. Now, there may be ways to do it. I've been super busy with work and everything, so I haven't had the time to dive in to see if I can. And they've been removed. I got a couple more. Tomorrow, I plan on trying to see if I can scour the internet and see if I can get one or two of them to keep them. So that was the plan. Well, again, with all the listings being removed, that means plan number three is a little difficult to execute. So now I got to rethink and come up with plan number four. So it's what do you do? What do you do when your plans have to change? And now I have to strategize. Do I figure out a way to be able to sell these on Amazon? Maybe if they come back live, I just do FBM, and then when they tell me, hey, you can't do it, pull the listing down.
I think that, I mean, in my case, on a lot of the products that I don't have that CPIA form, what I try to do is get rid of it before that due date that's up. That's always what I try to do. And I think that even when we get into Q4, with the amount of volume that Amazon starts to move as we get closer to the holidays, it shouldn't be that difficult to move them.
Right.
Um, before that CPIA form is up. So I do have that whole CPIA form for some of these toys that are gonna come out. I do have that in the back of my head. Fortunately for me, I can obtain a lot of them from a couple, wholesalers. But the ones that I don't, I think I'm gonna have to either roll the dice with that or try to, kind of do what you're thinking about doing, kind of re-strategize. And I mean, that sucks that happened. You know what I mean? That you had them in there, and then now you got to get them back, and then rethink your plan all over again. But it's something that we always expect, from Amazon. And it's kind of like a love-hate relationship that we have with Amazon, because we love selling on Amazon. At the same time, we are not happy with some of the things that they do, right? But,
Yeah. Now let me ask you a quick question before we move on with this, with the CPIAs. Is it manufacturer specific or is it toy specific from what you have?
if
The ones you've gotten.
No, to child product safety, there's one for each. Like, let's say you have a toy, there's one for each toy. Those are the ones that I've gotten, right? I've gotten, so for each one has to have, child product certificate. It's got, doesn't have small parts, doesn't have, something in the plastic that's, toxic. In some cases, I think that also it has to have, the California Prop 65 warning on it in order to, to be sold. So, it is one for each specific item from what I've seen. I haven't heard of one being, manufacturer specific, but I don't know if that exists, but there's product ones. There's product specific, one for each product.
One for each product. Yeah, like I didn't know if if you were doing, Matchbox cars. If you if you have 5 different Matchbox cars, do you have to have 5 different ones? Or I mean, a Matchbox may be different because basically it's the exact same thing, right? It's not like if you had action figures, it's not like if you had G.I. Joe action figures, right? Well, each action figure, you could have one that doesn't have, small parts, and you could have another one that has, a bunch of little parts with it. So I guess from that standpoint, why you would probably need one for each product and not for a product line per se.
I mean, you're also right. I don't know. I don't really sell Matchbox cars on Amazon. So, but I wouldn't doubt that they had maybe one that's for this line of product, because everything else is just a variation by color, style. You got a specific car or a specific character car or something like that. It wouldn't make sense for them to have one for each, but I don't know, because I don't sell really Matchbox cars on Amazon. But other products that are variation like that could be the same case. Honestly, I haven't really looked at it, because I have gotten CPIA forms for essentially the same product, right? Just as 3 different listings or 4 different listings, because it's a variation of the same product.
Right.
I did get 4 of those, but I just sold those before I had to turn that in and just deleted the listing, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I tried to, I was fortunate, honestly. I think out of all the ones that I've gotten, I think I have one product that I have that I still had. Yeah, I had some inventory of that went to removed, where I had to go ahead and remove it. Hello, Pete. How you doing? Thanks for coming. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Douglas. How are you, sir? You know what I'm saying? Like I only had one so far that actually I had a quantity left of. But the problem I have is the ones that I didn't have quantity left of, those are the ones that I got sitting in my garage. you know, that are all sitting there, all nice and pretty, waiting to get in a nice little, box sent to Amazon. And now it's like, sorry.
Change of plans. So what do you do? Adapt to the situation. And it's something that, I guess we're really no strangers to, right? I mean, the beginning of 2020, I mean, I was just a FBA seller,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, it was like, hey, hold up, no more FBA. It's going to be germs on these boxes coming in, and had to really adjust the business model into FBM. So kind of adapting into the situation is something that we've grown accustomed to with Amazon, because we don't know what to expect from them.
Yeah. So my hope, in all honesty, is that with a lot of people getting these types of things, like I said, I'm not in another small group of some people that that we've talked about stuff, and they're same thing is happening to them, right? They're getting them also, and they are getting their product they're getting their product pulled. I mean, there's nothing you can go ahead and do, nothing that can happen. It is what it is, and it happened. But what I'm curious about is, what we typically would do is you say, well, there's no problem. I'll sell it on eBay, right? It's not that big of a deal. I'll just go ahead and do that. I will, take my stuff. I'll take pictures. I'll throw it up on eBay. My hope is that because there's going to be less sellers on Amazon who are allowed to sell, and people will look there, that maybe we can get the same price as you could get on Amazon, because typically you could always get more on Amazon than you could on eBay for something.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that maybe, because people can't sell as many, on Amazon as they can eBay, that the price will be able to go up. But then it's like, well, yeah, but all of a sudden now there's going to be more available on eBay than there normally would be. So hopefully what happens though is all those sellers, let's say like myself, who have a small stockpile or a large stockpile. I mean, doesn't you don't have to have either one. Hopefully, we're all smart enough to say, okay, there's no reason why I should take less money because I'm on a different platform.
Come on. You've been doing this long enough.
Hey, I could hope.
No, absolutely, I get it. What's the word? There's a word for that. It's you're affirming. You're affirming is what you're doing.
I'm trying to convince myself into something that probably is next to near impossible.
But the same thing can happen.
Money from Mars. Thank you. Yes, I am a dreamer. We all got to dream about something. I dream that the idiots on friggin' eBay look and go, wow, this sells for $80 on Amazon. Why am I charging $50 on eBay?
But I mean, it happened on both platforms. Sometimes it does become, a race to the bottom. But I mean, year over year, we've typically seen that everything around Christmas time is selling for more on both platforms. I've sold dolls last year, the Baby Alive dolls. I don't know if anybody else was familiar with the Baby Alive dolls. It was a mystery which baby you're gonna get. Those things were selling for like $140 on both platforms. I sold mine on eBay and didn't sell them on Amazon. I sold them on eBay. Yeah. And they were selling really well. But that's just one example of where there was kind of like a price parity on both on both eBay and Amazon. And during the holiday season, we've kind of seen that. We've seen that the prices are somewhat similar. Maybe on Amazon it's $50 and it's $40 on eBay, a $10 difference, right? But in reality, the product was something that you sourced for like $5-10.
Yep.
So you could expect to still make a good return on during Q4, regardless if you need to kind of switch up your plans from FBA, FBM, and then or even just not even selling it on Amazon at all, just move everything over to eBay, whatever it is that you can't sell on Amazon for whatever reason, you can still expect a decent return on it. I know for one, I kind of had a similar plan, send in some product um, to Amazon, but the reason for my sending it in will be because I know that I'm gonna have a better return, right? It's gonna have to do with the FBA fees plus the cost of me to shipping at FBM versus just FBA fees on Amazon. But that's not the case for everything. I same thing. I do have a stockpile of toys, that's for Q4 that I've just set aside. It's gonna be for FBM. Um, but still don't know what those holiday selling requirements are.
Yeah, it's funny. I was going to ask you that. Have you received anything? Because I was talking to somebody else. Remember a couple weeks ago, Jeanette that was in, the chat and everything. We were talking about it, and she sent me a message saying, "Hey, have you heard it?" I was like, "I still haven't gotten the email." I said, "It's very, very odd because by now we should have gotten something because if they stick to that time frame, I think we talked about last week. What is it? Usually 7 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah, about 6 weeks, and then
Yeah.
for 6 weeks to meet the 25 minimum order, and then they give you 4 weeks from September 14th to October 15th. That 4 week period for your, the rest of your metrics, the defect rate, late shipment rate, all of that. But 6 weeks is what they gave us last year. It was August 14th, August 14th, August 28th.
Yeah.
Never remember around that time until like the middle of October. So we did have 8 weeks. It was like 8 weeks then.
Yeah, we had somewhere around. It was about 8 weeks last year, 7 or 8 weeks, and everything, and that's why surprised. But then when you think about it, Oscar, when you go to the stores, man, I mean, you go to the largest retailer in the world, man, you walk down that toy aisle, there's a ton of holes for it being August. There are a lot of holes, for it being August. Like you could understand that if it was, November, end of November, beginning of December. But here we are, 4 months, from Christmas time, and I mean, the shelves are bare, and you wonder from that standpoint, is Amazon going to change this year, with the shortage and stuff like that? Are they going to either say, we're not going to worry about you meeting anything at all because they know that if their customers are going to be satisfied, that product has to be there. And if they regulate how much people can sell, well, that puts a direct, that definitely can affect their their customer base.
Yeah,
Hey, Aaron, how you doing, buddy? Let's say, hold on a second. Gotta say hello to Pete and Douglas. John Jones popped in. Money from Mars popped in. Thank you. Texas Bandit. He said has a good thing there. We'll get to that. Aaron, yep, you're right. Hey, thanks for coming in. And low stocks definitely do. Low stocks are good and they're bad, depending on what side of the coin you want.
Yeah. I think that I welcome the low stock. That's perfectly fine. But I think that Amazon is gonna, no matter what, they're gonna try to protect their customer. So it wouldn't make sense for them to just let any reseller, sell during the holiday season. You know what I mean? Last year, the requirement was, your first sale had to be before your first FBM sale needed to be before, I don't remember what date they put, but you needed to be already selling on Amazon before this date. And then the second requirement was you had to have fulfilled 25 seller fulfilled orders by that time frame that they gave us. So it wouldn't make I personally don't think that it will make sense for Amazon to kind of let everybody sell during the holiday season. I don't know what it is that they're gonna do, but I know that if they let irresponsible sellers or new sellers that aren't able to ship on time, right, have terrible customer service, or are selling counterfeit products or whatever, they're just gonna let everybody sell. I don't think they would.
But is that why they are doing what they are doing from a standpoint of all of a sudden looking for the compliance paperwork? Is that their way of reducing the number of people that can sell? Because you think about it from a standpoint of if you're kind of new, right? And what's the chances of you having those, right? So all those new people are probably going to, they're going to be, they're not going to have that much of an opportunity to do it because of low stock. So are they? I don't know. Are they trying to regulate? I mean, I would think that they would look. And I understand the compliance piece, one part, but I wonder if that helps them weed out some of the, the newer flash bad resellers in their eyes, and they're trying to just, broad brush everybody rather than looking at the individual seller.
I think that you can. I mean, you would think, right? Okay, you get hit with a CPIA form. You think, okay, Amazon's doing this because they want to see who's legit, who's set up, who's a real operating company, that's sourcing the products correctly and is able to provide this. That's what you think at first glance. But if you really stop and you think about it, okay, Amazon sells to a massive consumer base, but at the same time, they also do a lot of wholesale. I know that a lot of products, I've gotten business customers on my orders, right? I'm supposed to be able to provide an invoice to my customer. At the same time, if you do sell wholesale, you're also required to be able to provide that child protective, form. You got to be able to provide that to your client, right? It's mandatory B2B. Every wholesaler that I work with, if I request a child product certificate, they need to be able to supply it, and they do. Right. So if you look at it from that standpoint, you look at it, okay, Amazon is requesting this, but at the same time, I kind of understand why they're requesting it. It has a lot to do with what Texas Band is saying. Number one, it's regulation. You know what I mean? If you look at it from a wholesale, because you can hope people can wholesale on Amazon.
But I guess what I don't understand is why does it matter who the seller is?
What do you mean?
If Amazon has that paperwork on file, and it is and it is for this guy right here, right? They need to have this on file, a certificate on this product in case somebody has a problem with it. Why does it matter? Shouldn't that be held by Amazon? And why should it matter who is selling this as long as Amazon has the paperwork? If there are 10 people selling a specific toy and they request that the compliance form from all 10 of those people, why does each person have to supply it? What is Amazon like? I guess once Amazon has it and they have it in their possession, here's the information about this product. Why is it that each seller has to provide that letter?
I think that's the big question, right? I mean, we've always I haven't stayed around on a listing where it's been requested a CPIA form for me to see that the request goes away. I haven't been on there long enough. I've either pulled the inventory, sold it elsewhere, or I've dropped the price and sold it, or it just automatically sold on its own, right?
Right.
I haven't waited long enough to see if another seller supplied it and I said it came off my account. I don't know. I've heard people bring that up, I'll just wait and then another seller will probably turn it in and it goes away. I don't know if they have waited and it's gone away, or if they haven't waited and then their item got taken down. But, I would think that me as a seller, I'm selling the product. Amazon's not selling the product for me. I'm using their platform, but I'm selling the product. I'm shipping it out and I'm sending it away. It's my responsibility as a seller to be able to supply that information. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it, But it sucks because we don't have those, because if we're doing retail arbitrage, in a lot of cases we don't have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you order something pre-sale from Target, or if you're going and you're checking clearance, or you're just walking and scanning stuff through Target, on Walmart, Best Buy, wherever, you're not gonna have that form. It's not something that you have. Are you going to be able to request it? If you buy it from a distributor, yes. If you buy a retail, no. So, but still, it still remains the same. If I'm the one that's selling the product. I'm supposed to be able to supply that information, in case, I have a wholesale order, who knows? It's my responsibility. It's not your responsibility to supply it for me. It's not anybody else that's on the listing supply it for me. If I'm sending the product, I got to be able to supply that.
Texas Bannon has a good comment there. Politics, as much as we may not want to face it, certain parties are elected, then more regulation comes on board. History does not lie, and well, we know that to be true. This one's an interesting one. Pete says, because they don't know if yours is counterfeit or not.
I mean, actually, I ordered products from China, all right, and the Chinese have supplied a child product certificate.
Right.
So, it can still be counterfeit and you can still have a child product certificate.
Yeah, I guess I don't,
China was counterfeit, was private label, right? It was a sample, but they supplied it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand it from a standpoint of, somebody sells it, whatever it may be, right? You sell it, it's in FBA, Amazon boxes it up, and so on and so forth. And I mean, I get it. It's, to me, it's Amazon more protecting themselves and passing on all of the risk onto us as sellers. And I mean, I get that. I understand that, but like I said, for me personally, it's like Amazon, if I understand where Pete's coming from. I would just think, if you're looking at something and, people are putting stuff under the same code, you're right. There's everything can be faked, but by the same token, Pete, from a standpoint of is, I what Pete's comment right there. So what if I buy one real one from a wholesaler or whatever the pack is I have to buy? I get it, right? So I've gone ahead and I have that compliance form, and then I go out and I buy more that are counterfeit. But I have the form, right? So you can game the system that way too. It's interesting. It's irritating as all hell, to be honest with you. It's not interesting. It's freaking irritating. Douglas, what about selling on Walmart's newest platform? I don't know. I haven't looked into it at all.
Me, honestly, for the simple fact that I use and abuse Walmart's return policy, I won't actually selling on their platform. Right? I'm sorry, but at least not right now. And I gotta be honest, I signed up, right? I signed up to sell on their platform, but I put very little effort into it. I put minimal effort into it. They require for you to have a website, right? That's one of the things. So I just made a website really quick, really fast, linked it off to my eBay store, and sent that to Walmart. And they're like, "No, come on, you got to put in a little bit more effort into it, And then they didn't accept it, and I didn't, go ahead and, try again. They actually do. It's in the terms and conditions, and I do have general liability insurance.
Yeah, I mean, Jeanette, thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. But yeah, I believe they. I mean, I have an insurance policy. Mm-hmm. I have a business insurance policy that I had to, let Amazon know that I had and stuff.
I have them named on my policy as well. Yeah, that's a name them on my policy.
Take in effect. I bought some Hasbro stuff from Burlington. Come to find out, they were not a true Hasbro product. I actually talked with Hasbro about it. Wow, that's interesting. Wow, so Burlington somehow got Hasbro stuff that wasn't Hasbro. So Jeanette says, nope, only if you reach the threshold. I did not know about that, and I might have just been stupid enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm selling on Amazon. I'm going to get insurance without even really, worrying about it that much and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it makes you have to change. It's really making me change a plan and come up with a whole new plan of what to do. And I think, Pete, I think this is what you're talking about, man. I think what it is they're trying to get rid of the little guy. I think, Pete, you hit it on the head. I think they're trying to, for lack of better words, get rid of the people who are doing this as a hobby. Because I think in their minds, right, you see what Pete said right there, Oscar. I think you're right. I think so many people got into this with the pandemic and everything that I think they look at it as a hobby, and I think their thought process is, because it's a hobby, I don't really care. Maybe I'll ship it. I might not ship it. I'll cancel the order. I'll do all that kind of stuff.
I've had this conversation with Pete several times, and it's true. It's kind of what it seems like, right? It seems like they put very little effort. Now, you have amazing customer service once you're a client, but if you're a seller, it's terrible, right? And they kind of make it difficult and more difficult, and they're always, as I said in the beginning, we kind of expect this kind of behavior, right? Because we don't know what it is that they're going to ask of sellers next, right?
Right.
It's unfortunate, but still a love-hate relationship, because I love selling on Amazon, even though they may want to get rid of me because I'm the little guy. I'm just not going to give them that opportunity, right? So, I'm gonna continue following, their rules, because I want to continue to sell on their platform. But it sucks, right? It sucks. It kind of does look that way, like they're trying to get rid of everybody. They needed us in the beginning,
right?
Now
they did. They did. And who knows? I mean, from a standpoint of,
it doesn't make sense to them, because they do make commission off of every single sale. You know what I mean? On top of that, we're paying $40 a month. Imagine if that, with the massive amount of sellers that are selling on Amazon, right? That $40 a month, that charge, imagine if that were to go away for every single seller that was on their platform. You know how much money that'll take out of their pockets? A lot.
Oh,
a
lot more than they probably want to.
Right. So maybe, we can come up with these conclusions, right? That they want to get rid of the little guy. But is it really that? Like, if you come to think about it, Amazon, how many success stories of resellers that were stuck in their dead-end jobs, that they didn't have any money, that Amazon actually provided an outlet for them to change that, right? There's hundreds of thousands of success stories of people that have made it selling on Amazon. So we can come up with these conclusions that Amazon's trying to get rid of all of the little guys. But if you think about it, in reality, Amazon, not as a company, the platform has created hundreds of thousands success stories for little guys. You know what I mean?
They have, and I'm wondering, like I said, I wonder if this has more to do with the situation of them all of a sudden seeing an explosion of the number of people who want to sell on their platform. And this is a way of controlling, some of that. I think, I don't know. I guess there are other ways you could handle it, by basically just, a blank thing of saying, hey, I need each. I understand where Pete is coming from about counterfeit and all the other kind of stuff, but we know, hey, doesn't mean you can't get it. But to me, it's more, I look at it from a standpoint of Amazon in reality just trying to basically be able to go, oh, sorry, that wasn't us. That was El Cubanaso who gave us that product. We just shipped it for him. He's the rightful owner, not us. So sorry, Amazon.
El Cubanaso says, hey, that wasn't me. You need to talk to the Hartford with my $1 million insurance coverage.
Right.
You need to talk to my liability limited liability company because me, no, that's not me, you know.
But that's what I'm saying from that standpoint. You know what I mean? I mean that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if that is part of what is going on when it comes to these types of things. Is Amazon looking and saying, okay, you know what? I don't want the risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell each of my sellers that sell this product, to be able to sell on my platform, you have to provide me with this sheet of paper. That is Amazon's get out of jail free card. Now, anybody who had a problem would definitely go and try and sue Amazon and try and sue, the seller per se, if when it links back to the seller, because they're going to look and they go, crap, man, I got that little guy over there, or I got big boy, I got Jeff Bezos, over there. Jeff once just went to space. He has a lot more money than that little guy. I'm going to go after them.
Yeah, but see, that's why you have to name them on your insurance. That's exactly what they're going to say.
I'm sorry. El Cubanaso who?
I'm the little guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, that's why you're required to name them. You have to have $1 million coverage on your insurance, and then you know how this all happened, right? It was a dog leash.
Yeah.
A dog leash that snapped, right?
And it came back and hit somebody in the face, right?
In the eye.
In the eye.
In the eye. And then, I don't know, the retina was detached. I don't know if the whole eyeball came out, but something crazy. One of those freak accidents from Final Destination happened with one of Amazon's dog leash. And then that's when, they were really pressed because they got sued because of it.
Right.
When that happened, they started asking everybody, you got to supply. And I did right away. I mean, what do I pay? It's nothing. My insurance. No. It's under $500 for my general liability insurance over the course of a year. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Business expense.
Yep. No, you're right. I mean, you put it on your taxes at the end of the year as an expense. Everything, you take care of it. But like Jeanette says, people will sue over anything. It costs money to defend yourself. It does.
This is absolutely true.
It definitely does. And I think that's why. And honestly, I think when you look at it, I think from an Amazon perspective, they are trying to shift. It's a combination of two things. Number one, it's to, not necessarily push out the little seller, but push out the RA seller, right? The person who's not dealing with a wholesaler or a distributor, so on and so forth, right? To me, that pushes that person out from that standpoint, unless, it's one of those things where you just happen to buy a product from a wholesaler and you're able to find that product out in the wild and somehow, and then you pick it up, right? And then you have it that way. That'd be the only way it would work for you. But again, I think a lot of it has to do with pushing the liability. If something should happen where Amazon can say, hey, all of our, sellers of this product have a consumer, compliancy, whatever that thing is called, certificate. I don't know how that saves you from anything. Just because you have a compliance certificate saying, yes, this complies with whatever it is it's supposed to. If something still happens, I don't know how that protects. I'm saying I don't know how that protects you from a standpoint of having that form.
It's like
that letter.
It's like, I guess, like the whole, like similar to the whole polybag thing. You got to have your
label, the suffocation
warning on it. So it kind of like probably works, in like similar way as that. You were warned, or you could have requested the form, and we would have provided it or whatever. It's just a regulation. Everything is rules and regulations nowadays, and then there's new ones every month. But honestly, the one that's most important to me is what are going to be my regulations to sell during this holiday season. I've been checking every single day to see. And I go into the forums and I look up holiday selling requirements, and I see everything from last year, nothing,
No,
So
that's why I'm wondering. That's why I'm saying so many things don't make. It's like you're putting all these restrictions on people. You're getting rid of a lot of listings, yet you haven't. One of the big things that people look for at this point in time of the year, anybody who sells toys is looking for that requirement to be able to do FBM, because when the bottom line is as soon as you hit Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, that if you're doing FBM on a toy, more than likely you're going to be able to charge $15 to $20 or more, and you'll get those orders. People will bypass the buy box because they will see that your delivery window is shorter than Amazon's. Because what do people usually use? So for FBA, I mean, I'm trying to think. I can't remember from last year. I don't know if you do, maybe you don't. Usually they have that time frame saying, hey, the box has got to hit our distribution centers by this date for it to go ahead and still be able to be active during that crunch period. I can't remember when it is you have to have them in by, but you have that to deal with also.
Right. Yeah.
Like I said, I think the whole thing is just irritating, because like I said, it has made me just now have to really completely rewrite my plan, what my plan was, for toys. And now, like I said, now I'm going to be on my fourth. I'm going to have my fourth plan, for toys, which it's not a bad thing, I guess. I mean, I have to look at it from a positive standpoint. It's not going to be a bad thing, but it just sucks that I got to do it.
You don't want to know what the positive thing about what we're talking about, not specifically your case, because I don't see anything positive about having to do your plan 4 times, right? And I don't. Maybe you can find a silver lining there, but not me. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you something that I do see as positive. It's better for us to be expecting or waiting to get those seller requirements so that we know what they are, than receiving it and then reacting to it.
Right.
Because what it means that we're prepared. I'm already prepared to react as soon as I know what my metrics are. Which I know it's not going to be nothing crazy. It's going to be something simple. I promise you, within the first week, I'm going to already meet them, and then I just need to make sure that I keep everything else, shipping on time. The cancellation. There's a thing. The cancellation, the pre-fulfillment cancellation thing. That's the one that really we are able to mitigate.
Yes.
Because as soon as we receive an order, why just not?
Yeah.
Print the label.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we talked about it, last week, right? You should have everything you need already. You shouldn't have to be going, oh my gosh, I don't have X, Y, or Z. It's going to make me, late shipping this, right? You should have everything you need to be able to get it in, get it out, get it in, get it out. I'm that way. I have everything I need. I don't have, depending on what the requirement is, how many in certain amount of weeks, I still need to probably find, another 1 or 2 to be on the safe side. I have 2 products that I believe I could, hit that requirement fairly quickly, right? But I would like to get 2 or 3 more to have as a backup for just in case. Because yes, I think they're going to sell. Based off of history, they should sell.
Right.
But who the hell friggin' knows nowadays? I could get banned from selling it tomorrow. And it's not toys, but it doesn't matter anymore, right? It's just weird. It's weird from a standpoint of is that you would think, like, I wonder if grocery sellers are getting crap, are having to prove that there's nothing bad in their product that they're selling through grocery. I just thought of that on the fly. I hadn't thought of that until we were just talking.
Could you imagine that something you play with is more restricted than something that you consume?
Yeah. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me what's in here. You can just, you could eat it, and who knows what the hell happens, but the little toy, GI Joe, you better watch out. But you can choke on a piece of gum. It's just as easy as you can choke on a toy.
Yeah.
You buy the jelly donut flavored gum. You choke on it because it's really disgusting. How about people who sell eye drops? Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you wonder, in health and beauty and in grocery, I don't know. Like, I don't really have a lot of that stuff. I don't even know if I have any health and beauty and grocery. I think my grocery items that I had sent in FBA, I believe I've sold out of those. I don't think I have any of those right now on Amazon. I have health and beauty that I can't sell on Amazon because I'm restricted because of the manufacturer, not because of, the category, but the manufacturer restrictions. So I have that on eBay. But yeah, health and beauty, grocery, is that
Topicals, stuff that you put on your skin?
Right? Is all that stuff you not have to worry about?
But reality.
But they give a shit about GI Joe.
To get engaged on it, and they do request. They kind of make you jump through a couple hoops to get engaged in it.
Well, they do, like with anything, but typically, look. What is everybody look? If you're trying to get engaged in something, what do? You say topicals, and you go, okay, what's the friggin' cheapest topical I could buy so I could open up topicals? Now, yes, it may not open up everything in topicals for you, right? Because you still may have then manufacturer restrictions. How many people bought lip balm to get ungated in topicals, right? How many people, yeah, me too. And then I gave it out as Christmas gifts because it weren't shit to sell.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying from that standpoint.
I still might even have them. Right? They're just there.
Excuse me. Yeah, but that's what gets me. And again, maybe we only see it. Maybe I only see it because I'm in the toy area. That's like part of what that's part of it. Like I said, I don't do, I don't do a lot of health and beauty. I always look and see if I can find it, and if I do find it, I'll throw it up there. I think I did. I found something. What was it? Witch hazel. I found some witch hazel stuff, and I sent them all in, and they let me send in, and I sold it and everything. But like, if I had that still available in my store right now, would I be getting a label? Again, look at the item you're talking about.
Yeah, you probably won't. No, it's true, because I did have, and it was it was a product that I was selling for a while. It was me and another seller. It was FBM. I was sending mine FBA, and for like about a good 6 months, I was making decent profit off of that specific item. And never through those 6 months did I receive anything from Amazon asking me for anything additional. It was a bundle. It wasn't a bundle. It was a multi-pack, right? So it was a multi-pack of the item. So I was prepping it myself and then shipping all of that out. And not once did I ever receive anything. And it wasn't like if it was another seller that had created an additional listing. It was on the actual manufacturer's, brand store.
Right.
So, it's crazy, because I never once did I receive anything. Never.
Right.
And then for toys, really?
Right. But for toys, you got to go ahead and you have to jump through hoops. Something that you could go ahead, like I said, you can open up a bottle, drink it, and who knows what the hell it's going to do to you.
It's because Amazon cares more about, the kids than
the adults.
Than the adults that are trying to save their skin. If you're over the age of 55, Amazon does not care about you or your skin.
That's right.
No, but it's just the way Amazon has that's all the way they have the regulations. Who knows? Maybe somebody from Amazon is going to see this show, and then next week, if you're selling topicals, you're going to have to send in lab results.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Who's the dreamer now?
Oh, I don't know, but you never know. You never know.
No, but like I said, that's what and that's what forces you to change a plan on the fly. And that's why we've said a number of times on our show and everything. You got to be flexible. You have to be water. I mean, you really do, right? Water finds the path of least resistance, and that's what we have to wind up being. We have to be water, and we have to be able to just go with the flow, and what they ask for, like you said, you got to give them. And if you don't want to, that's fine. You got to do like Texas Bandit and say, hey, you know what, Amazon, thank you very much. I've enjoyed my time here, but I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's again, but I think, I may think more of
I've so many times I've thought about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it. I got to be completely honest. It was like, that's it. I don't want to sell on Amazon anymore. But there's really no other platform that you can actually use to get your products in front of so many people as you could with Amazon.
No.
Amazon has, the largest reach, and then the name of the game here is getting your product in front of as many people as possible. And that just doesn't apply just to reselling, from retail, online arbitrage, whatever, if even products and services, with the exception of social media, it has a huge reach as well.
Yep.
But, Amazon, still has that reach to get it as front of and get your product in front of more potential clients than any other platform. I don't know if that checks out. This is what I truly believe. Amazon has that, international global reach that no other platform has, with the exception of maybe Facebook and Twitter.
No, well, yeah, but I think from a buying and selling type standpoint, you're right. I mean, look, I have my new vehicle now, right? I want to get, straps, grab handles, for make it easier for people to get in and out because it's lifted. I didn't think of going to HomeDepot.com to look for that. I didn't think of going to Walmart.com to look for that. I didn't think, I thought of eBay and I thought of Amazon. Those were the first two. I think Amazon has done a great job. They have laser focused a lot of people to think the first time I just go to Amazon and get it. Yeah. And because of all the other things that go around it, right? Because you can get it quick. You're not having to wait. I think a lot of it has to do is that people do think, to this day, there are still a lot of people who think you are buying from Amazon. Like, I mean, like, I'm saying, like Amazon is the only one. Like, Amazon is the supplier and the distributor. I think there are still a lot of people who don't understand how Amazon gets all of their product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's probably still people that think that Walmart, they bought it from Walmart. They didn't buy it from a pro seller that's on their platform. They're still buying it from Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I guess you could say 50-50. Because if you think about it, you're the one that's selling the product on Amazon.com. You're the one that's selling the product on Walmart.com, but you're still abiding by, the requirements that Amazon has on their website as far as shipping and the return policy.
Well, no matter what platform you use, unless you start your own Shopify store or something like that, right, then you could put your own terms and services out there, and you want to say, well, hey, we don't ship until whatever it might be, payment clear, about what, whatever terms you want to put out there, you can. But you're right. If you're going to be on Amazon, if you're going to be on Walmart, or any other of the any of those, third party sites, Mercari, Poshmark, eBay, and then, all the other smaller ones, you got to abide by their rules. If you don't like it, again, You know, start your own website and try and figure out how to get, millions and millions and millions of people to that website. If you can do that, then then you're right. Then you write your own rules, and you don't have to worry about anybody else. But I don't think a lot of people have that kind of money to invest anymore.
Yeah, or some people that they wouldn't want to invest it because they already get it from Amazon.
Right.
Amazon's a solutions provider for a lot of people.
Exactly. Most definitely. And like I said, unfortunately, it does stink that they do the things that they do. But I think, it's funny. I guess what you have to look at from the standpoint of is, and it's funny, Jeanette just said maybe we don't sell toys and stuff, and
I couldn't see myself selling toys. To be completely honest,
right?
Toys is over the course of a year, 75% of my sales are toys.
Right. So it's hard, when you've dedicated the time to learn the research and so on and so forth like that. And I know you say, well, hey, if you learned how to, research the selling of toys and stuff, you can do it for, other other industries, under other, categories. Yeah, that's true. But one of the things that got you into toys, not only, a lot of times it wasn't just the profit, but it was, toys are cool. I mean, they're fun and everything. It's and stuff like that. Where I think, certain people, you don't want to sell, makeup or anything like that. And Aaron says, hey, soon it will be just Amazon, the brand, no other sellers.
Or it will be Amazon, the platform, and Amazon's not going to be competing with sellers on their listings. It's going to be one of the two. But that's honestly what I think is going to happen. It's either Amazon, that's it, just Amazon, or who knows, they could have two sites, because that's another solution of the Amazon. Amazon will have their own site for their products, and then they'll have a separate site for third-party sellers.
Or maybe they have to do kind of like what Target does, kind of like what Walmart does. When you go on the site, you can click, sold by Amazon, or sold by Target, or you do sold by other. Maybe Amazon needs to have that feature when they bring up a product. Hey, if you want to buy from Amazon, boom, you hit here, you can see products by Amazon. If you don't want to, you do sold by other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know, what it is. Yeah, you're right, Jeanette. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough when there are a lot of people that it's been a staple of their business.
Mm-hmm.
And to shift, it sounds real simple, but it's not. It's not very simple to all of a sudden shift, into something else. Because when you think about what you did, what you invested from time and money to get ungated in these, right? To go to do it, to not buy an ungating service, right? To go ahead and do it the old school way of finding a distributor, getting the product, doing everything along those lines, rather than, hey, I'll just go, I'll pay one of these ungating services, some, who knows how many dollars, and they will, get me ungated in this product line, in this category. But I could see, I can see a lot of people being upset. I mean, like I said, it's tough. I said, like you and I, honestly, like I said, I definitely, I'd say the one thing, I have been fortunate in that so far out of all my listings that have been removed, I only had one product that I had stock. And I'm sure that, what did I have? I think I had 3 or 4. I'm sure all 3 or 4 are going to get thrown into a bubble mailer and they get destroyed on their way back to me.
You can count on.
Hey, all right, don't worry about it, so I'm sure I'll be in that situation. So what I get back is probably going to, it'll probably go on the Goodwill pile, and it'll just get donated to Goodwill.
Or the eBay pile, damaged packaging in
Yeah,
this.
damage packaging, depending on how bad it is, right? As long as it's not complete, as long as the packaging isn't too smashed. Or open it and just sell it, used at that point. You know what I'm saying? No packaging, new no packaging. I don't know what whatever you could do.
Yeah, it depends on the item.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's frustrating, but yet it's kind of. I mean, I guess I'm happy it's happening in August. Then if I would have never heard about it, sent all that stuff in, and then be like, oh crap, now what do I do? It's already happening. And how much do I lower my price when I try and sell it? Because now a lot of people will send in, actually, they'll send in some higher ranked toys than you normally would, because that as Christmas comes, that 150,000, 200,000, 300,000, ranked toy,
everything starts to sell. It's not just if you're a toy seller. I mean, the amount of traffic that goes to the site, to Amazon during the holidays, it's insane. It doesn't matter what you're selling, you're gonna sell. It doesn't specifically have to really be toys, and it's great. It's great. Just it's I guess hope that you're able to sell toys, and if you're not, hope that you're able to find stuff to sell during the holiday season.
Right, but that's where you have sometimes big issues, because it's hard now to go out and try and find a distributor for you to buy something, to be able to get it through the process, to be able to get it fast enough for you to be able to get it into Amazon, unless it's a product that you can still get through a supplier and it's still plenty of meat on the bone to do it FBM. And the truth is, I mean, there's a lot of, there are products that are good like that, depending if you have the right wholesaler, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're not dealing with a wholesaler where you get where you can get a big deal, then FBM typically is not going to work. Because you got to realize, you automatically, no matter what the price of your product is, depending on the weight, you automatically, just for sake of argument, want to make sure that you have at least a $5 buffer for, and let's say average, shipping. Yeah, and one might be $3, but then, maybe somebody buys two and it pushes the weight, and all of a sudden, it's $6, right? So if you're saying my average shipping cost is $5, you have to play, a lot of times when you're buying from wholesalers, even with FBA, a lot of it is just break even, or you make a couple here or there.
Yeah, it depends on the product, and it depends on the wholesaler, and it depends a lot on what's trending. I mean, but throughout the course of the year. But I think it's just a little bit better during the holiday season, because as you were saying earlier, those $15, $20 that you're talking about, that you will make more than normal. You got to also think about that you can also make an additional $15, $20 just on the shipping cost, because you can get it to your consumer sooner than anybody else. It's something that on every single one of my shipping templates, I have expedited shipping there as an option. You know what I mean? Especially if your product is 1 pound and that it's over a pound, and that's no way in hell gonna go, first class. Make sure that if you're offering free shipping, make sure you have your free shipping, but at the same time, make sure you also put expedited, because you'd be surprised how many people will pay the extra $20 for expedited, and it's still going to arrive in the same time frame that that you have on your standard shipping settings. I had an order from Bartow, right? Which Bartow is like about 2.5 hours from me where I live. Right. And they paid extra for expedited shipping. And it doesn't matter where in the state of Florida I send something first class, the latest is going to be is 2 days.
Dude, I'm in Marietta. I had somebody in Marietta buy something for me, expedited shipping.
And they paid up for the expedited.
Heck yeah, they did.
You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, they did.
So
But yeah, no. You're 100% correct. It should be expedited shipping. Should be on every single, every single, product or every shipping template. If it's on eBay, anything that is first class should have, priority shipping and even express shipping on it. Because you'd be surprised. You would be surprised. I had somebody who bought a $20 CD that paid express shipping to get it.
The Fabio CD?
No, not the Fabio CD. This was another one, man. But because it was the only CD from a collection that his wife collects for all these bands. I had to ask the question. I'm like, dude, why are you paying, $30 shipping for a $20 CD? I was like, this, I'm like, hey, I have no problem. But like, what's going on and everything? And he said, it's the only CD that my wife does not have from this band. This band does, I guess they don't make CDs anymore. It's the only one she doesn't have. It's her birthday this weekend. We're going away, and I want to surprise her with it. So he said, so I got to have it. Well, okay. You got it, man. I said, if you can pay, I'll actually, and he's like, can you ship it tomorrow? And I said, look, if you pay by 3:00, I'll package it and get it to the friggin' post office today so it'll even get a faster head start. And the guy was like, you got it, man. I was like, all right, thanks.
I had somebody pay $90 for me to overnight something that was $40.
Golly, that's crazy, man. It's crazy. But when people gotta have something, they gotta have something. And if you don't have the option and somebody else does, they might overlook you. They might overlook you. Yep. So, man, I can't believe it. Hour and 6 minutes, bro. It seems like we just started talking about 8 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Great conversation, great talk. Love the topic. I appreciate all the viewers that are here watching us, all those that stopped in to say hello, all those that stuck around and everything. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. So
next week we'll be on my channel. Same time, another topic. Hopefully by then we already have the holiday requirements. All right. And if we don't, we'll just keep waiting, right? There's nothing else we can do.
Well, we can't do anything. I mean, it's kind of sort of, hey, the flipping accountant showed up. What's happening? How are you, sir? Hope all is well. Yeah, I mean, what are you? There's nothing we can do.
We'll just continue to wait impatiently,
Yes, impatiently.
But next week is going to be my channel, 10 p.m.
Yep. Yeah, hey, and if there's anybody in the crowd, if you ever want to be on with us to share, please go ahead and let us know. We will gladly go ahead and we'll let on just about anyone. We do have some requirements. You'll have to, have a compliance form filled out. No.
You got to send in a CPIA form first. Yes. And then you have to have general liability insurance.
But you have anything else coming up the rest of this week, brother?
This weekend, the Bad Boys show on that man's channel. That's going to be at 9 p.m. on Sunday. So if you guys are around, come and hang out with us. It's a fun show, touch a lot of good topics. So definitely check it out.
Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Thomason's one of the Discords that I'm in. He's a really good guy. Yeah, he's a hustler. He's a hustler. The stuff that you see that guy come out of nowhere and going, guys, did you think of this? And we're like, holy crap, no, thanks, Thomas. He's a hustler. I appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. But hey, for me, Huddle Card Collection down in the description. That's my other channel with my son, popping out videos and everything. We've been invited to be a participant when we are available on for Sunday sports cards auctions, or actually, really actually, any kind of card auctions between Anthony, his Pittsburgh, and then there's Nate. Every day I'm hustling. Hopefully, if we could, get a regular, consistent basis there, maybe we could build up our channel a little bit, and then start, having some of that on our channel too. But, we got that going on. But again, appreciate each and every one of you guys that come out and watch and give us support. We always say, we're just a couple guys who, we talk about our true life experiences on what we have going on here. I can honestly say, we don't make anything up. Whatever we tell you, man, it happens to us. You get the good, the bad, you get the ugly, and when we mess up, we mess up. If we get, we're lucky. We share what we can. Hopefully we're able to share enough to where, your business is just a little bit better after you get to spend some time with us. So, with that, again, thank you very much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to go ahead and, subscribe to our channels if you're not subscribed to them, and hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you guys next week. Oscar's channel, same bat time, same bat channel. Good night, everyone.